Welcome to another video about Seven Knights Rebirth, and this is going to be kinda a huge topic about gears, and specifically farming. How is it important, why is it might be important, when, at what stages, and so on. So I will try to break this down really simple and quickly, and let's begin with it. So first of all, about raid, and obviously you know that there are 3 bosses, there are different sets and so on. I actually partially covered this moment about the gear sets in my previous videos. So overall, for your understanding, let's say the Destroyer Gaze, it might be the starting point for you, because this might be the easiest boss to actually beat him at the very beginning at least, and get at least some kind of first sets for your characters to progress further. But in a moment you want to actually switch your attention more to Ox King, because he's going to provide the most important sets which are going to be suitable for majority of characters, and later on just distribute your attention a little bit to Iron Devourer and Destroyer Gaze based on different characters and the teams that you're planning to build. That's pretty much straightforward. So when we're starting from the very beginning, is it important to do really gear farming? Not necessarily. I mean, it's going to be important to get yourself the starting sets. Afterwards you need to progress as much as you can in the story mode, work a little bit on your characters. First of all, build yourself the most important characters in your team to 6 stars, and actually, as you can see, we're going to adventure. In my case, I'm playing this game for just 4 days, I believe. I started not from the very beginning, not since launch, but in 4 days I already reached chapter 14. That was quick. And I mean, if I'm going to pay attention to this chapter, I will probably be able to clear it, maybe not if completely, but I believe it's doable already, because all previous stages they were like a joke. I mean, obviously to get yourself full stars you need to work on a specific builds for different stages, but overall, as you can see, there are most cases the stages with bosses and the single one stage before the boss where I'm missing some stars. Overall, it's pretty much completed, and from the rewards perspective, I received almost everything except for the last one reward. That was quite easy. Why was that the case? Well, gears, obviously, it's playing a huge role. But again, as I already mentioned, working first of all on stars and farming some forests at the very beginning to upgrade your characters and, let's say, ultimate enhance them to unlock additional slots, at least for your main DPS unit and for your main support unit, which is in my case, wait a second, Lina. I unlocked all the slots, and from this point of view, farming became way easier, progressing became way easier. Additionally, you can think about also ultimate enhance your main tank or some other support unit, which is going to be beneficial for survivability and so on, because in most of the cases, the later stages, like the last boss stages, I was clearing them with basically only these 3 characters, even Lina and Theo. Obviously I used some additional support units to help a little bit, but they were dying pretty much quick, and the last stages I was completing them without anyone else, with only those 3 characters. So at the moment when you are going to unlock to your main characters, to your main team composition, 6 stars, and progress far enough in terms of adventure to at least stage like 8, I would say chapter 8. From this moment you might consider for yourself, or in better 11, I would say better 11, yeah, on the raid to farm a little bit of the Ox King. The breaking point is going to be stage 7, because at this stage you are going to start farming yourself 6-star gears, with a certain chance. Obviously, more often you're going to receive 5-star gears, but sometimes you're going to get yourself 6-star drops, which is going to be just a huge improvement. And overall, when I reached, I believe, I don't really remember, was it chapter 8 or 11? Somewhere around this area. I unlocked myself stage 7 for the Ox King, and at that period of time I was using a completely free-to-play team. It's still free-to-play because Lina, she's obtainable, Snipper, he's rare character, Rose, she's also rare character, Charon is also a rare character, and I was lucky to get myself Biscuit, but before her I was using even so completely free-to-play team. The only thing that I had to upgrade them all to 6 stars as well, and some of them to +5, enhance them to being able to actually survive and so on and so forth. But already from this stage I was able to manually clear it. If you're going to work a little bit and farm at least some gears, which is going to be 6-star with proper stats, if you will be lucky, or if you're going to receive yourself some legendary characters which are going to work here better, for example a DPS unit or Daisy for clearing the mobs, or maybe a support unit, at least one of them. From this moment you will be able to farm it on auto, like through repeat battles. It's going to be pretty much consistent, the win rate is going to be huge. For example, when I got myself Biscuit and I started to do repeat battles, the win rate for me was 100%. And again, it was, I don't really remember, or at chapter 8 or at chapter 11. What about repeat battles and how is it important to do farming here? Not on a daily basis, because still you want to maintain and continue your ruby farming, you want to farm more fodders, you want to upgrade certain characters and further unlock slots for the gears is going to be more of a priority, and start building different teams for different type of activities. This is more of a priority for sure. But for the raid I would say that probably do a single one night of repeat battles, maybe 2 maximum. This should be enough on the Ox King, and that's pretty much it. Afterwards don't touch it, because after that you should probably get yourself at least some gears, which is going to be 6 stars, which is going to be with proper stats for your main characters. Like for weapons, you can see I was able to get myself the crit rate set with crit damage, with 2 attacks, with additional crit rate. That's actually a decent one piece. With the crit rate, also block rate, attack percentage, and quite a good procs into stats. Some weakness hit chance, which is also nice. Speed is great. For the armors as well, if we're going to have a look, all attack percentage, everything pretty much done properly, except for the substats, but this is going to be a topic for further improvements. It's not really that important right now. With that gears, with that stats, I'm able to complete everything without a lot of hesitation, without any issues. And obviously when we're talking about 6-star gears, it's really important to get yourself some proper pieces which are going to have at least the main stat which you're going to upgrade as a suitable one for the character for which you're going to use this piece. Because again, when we're going to detap with upgrade equipment or enhancement, just to again understand a little bit. So first of all, from +12 to +15, the success rate is going to decrease from 25. After that is going to be like 20 or something like that, and it's going to get lower and lower when you're going to reach the point where from +14 to +15 the chance is going to be 10%, and the guaranteed rate is going to increase by 1.5%. So you might spend here like thousands of golds. In my case, the one piece which I was unlucky to actually enhance up to maximum level to plus 15, I spent almost 1 million gold. That was insane. So right now I'm doing it a little bit more clever. I'm upgrading it to plus 12, and afterwards, when I have gold, I'm progressing it manually, just one by one, up to plus 14. At plus 14 I'm doing a pause until I'm going to bring all the gears for this character to plus 14. And again, looking at the gold, I need to balance this thing, and I need to have certain amount of gold left to, you know, if I have to switch this gear from one character to another, because again, there are different contents to farm. You may use the same piece of gear for different characters, and to switch them, you're going to spend gold. Another important topic to keep in mind when you're going to do the raid farming, like for the whole night, let's say, you're going to farm yourself some materials, which are going to be kind of huge. Addition. Why is it actually a big of a deal? Because here you can get yourself the main stat, which is going to be the most important for the character which you're going to work on and improve. For example, I was farming lately the Iron the War, and we're going to select, for example, the set which we're interested in, Avenger, which is going to increase damage dealt plus certain percentage. We are interested for Mage, we're interested at 6-star piece. I have enough to craft one of them, and I'm able to select the main stat which I need for this character. After that, I will be able to click the craft button, and I'm going to receive this weapon. In my case, for example, when I was farming Ox King, I was able to craft myself 2 pieces, which I'm using currently, and they're maybe not with the best substats, but this is decent to have at least main stat as a proper one. After equipping your main DPS, after equipping your main support unit, is going to be just a piece of cake. Maybe for your additional supports that you're using, give some 6-star pieces and upgrade them to plus 9 to plus 12, maybe not with the best substats again, but with some kind of a good main stat, is going to help you quite a bit as well. And this is going to make your life easier. But afterwards, after you're going to get yourself at least one set for your main DPS, you will be able to progress in the story mode, and farming gears is going to be not the top priority, because again, first of all, you want to keep in mind the ruby farming and keep it like in a process. Farm yourself fodders, upgrade different characters, progress for the different types of content, because there's quite a lot of them, and later on focus on getting yourself some more gears with some proper stats when you're going to, you know, kind of stuck. It's going to be more important when we're going to talk specifically about Nightmare. To progress there is going to be really that important. And at this moment you want to maybe progress on a daily basis based on your progression of characters in terms of stars, enhancements, and gear slots and so on, step by step, like level by level, until you're going to reach tier 10, because here you're going to receive only 6-star gears at tier 10. Here, if you're going to miss some pieces which are going to be important, you might consider for yourself to farm as well one night properly with full amount of keys spent specifically into repeat battles for the gears which you would like to receive, let's say. After that, do certain adjustments and don't touch it with repeat battles at all. After that, again, progress further, and here is becoming the most interesting aspect from tier 11 up to tier 15, because here you're going to work and focus specifically on substats. Why is it the case? So, obtainable rewards, here you can see their arrow up, and when we're going to read it, starting from level 11, repeat missions will be reflected 2 times whenever you clear a raid. The higher the level, the greater the chance of obtaining additional equipment and equipment with 3 substats or more. At level 15, equipment with 3 substats or more are a guaranteed drop. This is going to be a huge, because again, for later stages, for the end game, working on specifically proper substats and having 4 of them already unlocked and do additional procs into substats, it's going to make a difference. But before it, paying a lot of attention is going to be not that important. With the later stages like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, up to your, let's say, powers that you're going to have at that moment. If you're able to progress further, progress further. If not, probably do sometimes from time to time repeat battles if it's going to be important to improve certain characters. But yeah, this is like for the late game. With that being said, I believe I covered the most important topics about gear farming. So in my case, I did only 1 night of farming. For the Ox King, I did 1 night of farming for the Iron Dwarf, but for him it wasn't really that important, I guess. I'm just starting to work more on other characters. Right now I'm not going to farm raid for the nearest period of time, like at all. I'm just going to do ruby farming to improve certain characters, unlock more slots for the most important teams, and after that I will do again the repeated battle here, depending on the level of my progression. So yeah, with that being said, hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and see you guys in the next one. Take care.